gun down nice and easy, mister.
This one's dead.
But what about the gun?
It's my gun. I take it with me.
What, did you intend to use it?
You go back to where you came from, and you stay there, and you won't get hurt.
Nobody's gonna get hurt.
I'm warning you, man. You stay away from me.
You ask a lot of questions.
Best way to get answers.
Now, no more talk. You get out of here.
Cover me.
Put that gun down nice and easy, mister. Did you hear what I said?
This one's dead.
Decide whether I want shag or pile. What do you think?
I think you're going about it backwards if you want to know the truth.
What do you mean?
I think we better start worrying about putting up a roof before we start laying some carpet down, don't you?
I just wanted to see how it looked.
Yeah, and how does it look?
Awful. They just don't have the color I want.
Well, by the time we get this house finished, I think they will.
Well, I think it's coming along great. Even though some of our friends thought we'd be done by now.
They did, huh?
Well, all things considered.
Such as?
Such as your frequent rest breaks.
You know what?
What?
You know, if I were single, I would have finished this house 6 months ago.
If you were single, you wouldn't be building it.
Will you stop confusing me with logic?
Hey, don't you think it's a little hot to be working this morning?
You know, if you were married to Columbus, you would never have discovered America.
Is Mr. Petrocelli here? Is this where he lives?
Take it easy. I'm Tony Petrocelli, and this is my wife, Maggie.
Hi, Mr. Petrocelli, you have to help me. My father's been arrested. I called legal aid last night. I told them I could pay, and they gave me your name.
Okay, wait, just take it easy. Now, what is your name?
Petrakis. Katie Petrakis.
Katie?
My father's name is Dimitri. Please, can you talk to him? He needs help.
Okay, I'll go and see him. Honey, I'll see you back at the office, huh?
Okay.
He's a good lawyer, isn't he?
Well, I may be a little biased, but I think he's terrific.
Hi, Mr. Petrocelli.
Hi, Winnie. How you doing?
If that's for me, don't bother. It's Sunday, free parking.
I guess I'll see you next week then, huh?
Oh, yes.
Hiya, Mo. You get a little service around here?
Hello, Counselor. I was hoping I'd see you today.
Why, you need a lawyer?
Nope, I need to win a bet.
Wait a second. We didn't make any bets.
I know. Just tell me if you're defending Petrocas.
Well, yeah, I am.
All right. Art, you owe me 5.
Wait a second. Don't tell me that you bet that I was defending Petrocas.
The minute he came in, I knew you were his man.
Well, that's terrific. What are the odds on a conviction?
Well, you can get 3 to 1 here, maybe more over at the DA's office.
Tell you what, I'll take 10 and 3 to 1, huh? Let me see a report sheet in Petrocas.
Done and done.
Thank you, my man.
All right.
I want to see my client.
All right.
Dimitri Petrocelli.
Tony Petrocelli.
Petrocelli. Oh, good name. Got good sound to it, huh? You know, there's too many Smiths and Jones here, not enough good strong names. Like Petrocelli, good Greek name.
Look, Mr. Petrocelli.
Now, you could call me Dimitri. No, maybe Pete. It was a nickname they give me when I was just a little boy, huh? I call you Tony.
You know they're holding you here for murder.
Ah, joke. What? Me murder somebody? Listen, how soon you get me out of here?
Well, I don't know if I can get you out of here.
What kind of a lawyer are you? What do you think I'm paying you for?
Well, I didn't say that you're going to pay me unless you talk to me.
What do you think I'm doing, boy? I tell you I don't kill nobody.
Well, the police think you did.
They're wrong. Oh, maybe I went there to scare them a little bit. Maybe I was angry.
Well, why?
Why what?
Well, why did you go to see him? Why were you angry?
It's personal matter, has to do with family.
Okay, go on.
It's very hard for me, boy. I don't like to talk about these things.
You don't like to talk about it? Well, okay, that's terrific. That's terrific. Okay, we'll go to court, and I'll say you're not guilty. Of course, I don't have any case to present. Then Katie can come and visit you once a week. Let me tell you something, Mr. Petrocas. I'm not here to interview you for a newspaper. I'm an attorney, and I have to know these things.
You got some short fuse, boy. But that's okay. I like you. I'm gonna tell you.
You're gonna tell me, huh? Okay, I really appreciate that.
Well, we come here, about 2 years ago, my Katie and me. After her mama died, it was time to make a change, time to get away from old memories.
Okay, then go on.
She's a good girl, my Katie, but, I don't know, sometimes she don't listen to me like she should. You know, I know best what's right for a young girl. Got no mama, I have to tell her what's right,
So she didn't see it that way, though?
No, I find out that behind my back, she goes out with this bum, this Nick Fenton.
Nick Fenton, this is the guy that they say you killed.
Yeah, that's him. He rides with motorcycle gang. Ah, he's no good for Katie, no good for no one. I try to tell her, but you think she listened? So I go to see this Fenton.
Now, what about the gun?
It's my gun. I take it with me.
Well, did you intend to use it?
What, are you crazy? Me shoot somebody?
Well, why did you take it with you, then?
Well, I'm no young man no more, huh? I think he sees me wave a gun at him. He's gonna pay attention.
Why don't you just tell me what happened now, huh?
Well, I find out where this Fenton lived. I drive over there. I drive there last night. Fenton.
Who the hell are you?
Dimitri Petroccelli. I want you to stay away from my daughter.
Is that what you want, Daddy? Why don't you just tell her to stay away from me?
Don't give me mouth, you bum.
Listen, old man, I got something cooking here. Now, why don't you just split before you get hurt?
I warn you. You stay away from her.
Listen, she's the one that keeps coming after me. She can't stay away.
No more warnings. I tell you, you just stay away.
Listen, maybe your daughter really digs my action. You know what I mean? Maybe if she's gonna learn about life, she ought to do it from a pro. And I really like teaching her.
You know.
When I came to, the police were there.
The man was dead.
But I swear to you, I did not kill him.
What about the girl?
I don't know. She ran during the fight.
Did you give the police description?
Well, what I could. Blonde, young.
Okay, look, I'll get to work on it, Mr. Petrocelli.
Pete.
Pete. We'll try to find something somewhere else.
I don't give you much to go on, do I?
No, not a lot.
But you try, Tony.
But you try hard. Yeah, Pete. I'll try hard. All right.
Counselor.
Hey, what's up?
I just jumped to 5-1 on Petrocelli.
How's that?
Got premeditation now. It seems that he went out to a place that Fenton used to hang out at, Hal's Drive-In, looking for him.
Yeah, so?
So we got witnesses that swear he was out there waving that gun around, saying he was gonna kill Fenton when he found him.
What's up?
A guy by the name of Petrocelli.
Is he dead or the defendant?
The defendant at 5-1.
Most odds are getting shorter.
Dead man's name is Nick Fenton. I understand he's a member of a motorcycle gang called the Saints.
Yeah, I've seen them around. They're a bad bunch, Tony.
You know anything about them?
No, not an awful lot. Except that they're clannish, and anybody that's not with the group is considered an outsider. Yeah. You and me, we're outsiders.
Yeah. Well, look, keep digging in this guy Fenton, will you? I want to find out if anybody wanted him dead and why.
What about you?
I'm going to go over to the place they hang out and see if I can find out anything.
Tony, be careful. I mean, those guys are dangerous.
Oh, yeah, one more thing, Pete. Call Maggie and have her talk to Petrocelli's daughter. I'd love to find out what a girl like that was doing hanging around with Nick Fenton, huh?
You got it.
Sunday, huh?
What'll it be?
Root beer.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a couple of questions.
Like what?
Were you here last night?
Why? What's it to you?
My name's Tony Petrocelli, and I was wondering about the man that came in here looking for Nick Fenton.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, you were here last night.
Look, mister, what do you want? Why are you asking me all these questions?
Thanks. Well, I'm defending the man that they say shot Fenton.
Oh. Well, good luck.
I'd rather have answers than luck.
Hey, I'm sorry. I can't be much help to you. I was, just finishing my shift when he came in. I was back in the kitchen changing. I heard the noise, but around here you don't pay much attention to noise.
But you didn't see him?
No.
Did you know Nick Fenton?
Yeah, I know all of them.
You know anybody who want to see him dead?
What, besides a Greek?
Yeah, besides him.
Yeah, I guess most of the people that knew him. You might say being a biker doesn't exactly make you popular.
Anyone in particular?
I don't know. Maybe Terry Santo. He was kind of the big guy around here till Nick took over.
Where can I find him?
I don't know. They're burying Nick tomorrow, out by Three Corners. Maybe he's there.
No, thanks. By the way, you have very pretty hair.
Something you want, mister?
What makes you think that?
You ask a lot of questions.
It's the best way to get answers.
Hey, man, you want to do yourself a favor?
Don't ask him here.
Oh, by the way, were you guys here last night when Petrocca showed up?
Now, mister, why don't you just be on your way? We got nothing to say about that.
Well, thanks. It's a real pleasure meeting you guys. I'll see you in court.
Hi, Katie. Oh, hi, Mrs. Petrocelli. Have you heard from Mr. Petrocelli? Is my father all right?
Tony met with him, and he's working on it right now.
Is my father okay?
Well, he's fine. But that's not the real reason I'm here, Katie.
What do you mean?
Well, I need to ask you some questions about Nick Fenton. Like why your father went to see him in the first place. I don't know you very well, but from what I've heard about Nick Fenton, you two just don't seem to go together.
Well, we don't. We didn't.
But you were seeing him.
A couple of times. Look, Mrs. Petrocelli, you don't know my father. He's a terrific person, but he just overwhelms people.
Does that include you?
I guess especially me. I mean, he's just bigger than life. I mean, look around you. When we came from the East, the only flowers Papa ever knew were in window boxes. But he decided he wanted to run a nursery. He likes the outdoors. And look, he doesn't listen when people say he can't do something. He just does it.
Doesn't he listen to you?
I don't know. I think he thinks he does, but he's so used to having things his own way, he won't listen. Maybe that's why I started going out with Nick, just to shake him up.
Well, you certainly did that. Look, Katie, is there anything at all that you could tell me about Nick Fenton that might help your father?
I don't know. He used to tell me about a guy named Terry Santo, and how one day they were going to have a showdown.
Well, what about girls, other girls?
There were plenty of those. He thought anything in skirts was fair game.
He sounds terrific.
I know it was a dumb thing for me to do. And if I could make it have never happened, I would, but I can't. And I don't know what to do.
Why don't you start by going to see your father?
I want to. I will, I just don't know what to say to him.
I have a feeling when you see him, you'll think of something.
There were others. Santa wasn't the only one that had it in for Fenton.
That's the name that Katie mentioned.
Yeah, and the girl at the drive-in.
Santo was out of town. He didn't get back until after Fenton was killed.
Any others?
Mostly bikers that he had trouble with.
You checking them out?
Yeah, I'll check them out. I'll see you tomorrow.
No, in the afternoon.
Afternoon?
Yeah, I'm going to a funeral in the morning, Pete. Terry Santo?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Tony Petrocelli.
Yeah, I heard you were sniffing around. What do you want?
Well, I just wanted to ask you a few things about Nick Fenton.
Oh, Nick, yeah, he's right over there. You can talk to him yourself.
I'd like to find out how he got there. Huh?
Well, then you talk to the cops. They'll tell you all about it.
No, I don't think they know anything about it, but I think that you might.
I was down in Nogales when the whole thing happened. I didn't know anything about it until I got back here.
You don't seem to know anything about anything, do you?
I know you're beginning to bug the hell out of me.
That's a shame.
Look, you go back to where you came from, and you stay there, and you won't get hurt.
No, nobody's gonna get hurt, including my client.
What's that supposed to mean?
He didn't kill Nick Fenton. But right now, you're on top of the list of the people who did.
Hey, don't push me, man. Are you gonna end up hurting?
Nobody's gonna get hurt. But I am gonna push until I find out who killed Nick Fenton.
I'm warning you, man. You stay away from me. You stay away from me.
I guess I'll just have to take my chances then.
in the Petrocelli's case.
Why, you prosecuting?
That's it. Thought I'd hear from you by now.
Well, what for?
Little plea bargain?
Well, my client says he didn't do it.
That doesn't mean he didn't.
Have you talked to him?
Nope.
Well, it might be a very good idea. Maybe he'll convince you.
Well, I think I've got all the convincing I need.
Such as?
Well, eyewitnesses to premeditation, and a statement from a lady who was in Fenton's room when the murder took place.
You mean the police found her?
Cindy Atkins, her name. No, she came in on her own, but her testimony, added to everything else, is going to put him away.
You know, Paul, I think you're suffering a little bit of overconfidence.
Okay, I'll give it all to you. Now, he went over to the drive-in where the bike crowd hangs out.
Who's the Nick Fenton? I want to know what he is. What he is. Why do you think he's joke? How do you think he's joke? Now, somebody tell me what he is.
Put that thing right before you get hurt.
You tell me what it is.
Me? All right, Velveeta Apartments.
What is this?
On Ventura Street.
He drove over there loaded for bear. The girl told us that Petrocelli came barging in, screaming at Fenton to stay away from his daughter.
Did you ever heard of knocking? Who are you?
I am Dmitri Petrocelli. You rotten bum, you stay away from my daughter, you hear me?
Fenton tried to cool him off, but the old man just got angrier.
Stay away from her.
Then he pulled the gun and threatened to kill Fenton.
If I catch you near her again.
Now, just put that thing away.
I kill! You just stay away.
Anyway, a fight started and the girl split. She was outside the building when she heard the shot, and she kept going.
That's it, huh? She didn't see the shooting?
No, but she heard it.
And you believe her? Now, it is possible, for whatever reason, that during the fight she shot Fenton and ran.
Except for one thing. The manager of the apartment house, the one that called the cops, he swears he saw her run out before he heard the shots.
Well, that still doesn't mean that Petrocelli killed him.
Tony, there were only 2 people there when she ran out. A minute later, one of them was dead. And nobody but Petrocelli could have done it. We've got motive opportunity witnesses and the weapon. I'm sorry, Tony, but that's the only way we can see it.
Maggie.
Hi, Pete.
Carpeting? Aren't you rushing things a little bit?
Ho, ho.
Did you know that shag doesn't come in all colors?
Huh?
Yeah, we're returning this because of the wrong colors.
I told you, if you would let me have the camper, I'll do all the returning and pick up the new samples.
Who's going to take care of the office?
Maggie Silver. She said she'd come in and watch it till I got there.
In other words, you're going to need my car.
That is right, sir.
As long as you can afford a daily rate.
We'll speak to the bookkeeper.
You have got it.
Okay, honey, I'll see you later on, okay?
Bye.
Let's go to the office. I'll drop you off there.
The more I find out about Fenton, the worse he looks.
Such as?
Well, Santo had a lot of reasons for disliking him.
Because of the gang?
He knocked Santo out of the box more ways than one.
You mean the ladies?
Yeah, he not only took over the gang, he took over most of the girls.
Like Cindy Atkins, huh?
That's for one. Another one
is Tina Sullivan, works in the drive-in.
They both ran with Santo until Fenton came along. There were other girls, too.
No wonder he needed a motorcycle, huh? He was a pretty busy boy.
My sentiments exactly. Another thing. A fella named Frank Jennings, who ran the apartment house where Fenton lived. He wasn't too choked up about Fenton living there.
Well, him I want to talk to. Look, Pete, I want you to check out the border station. See if Santo crossed over before Nick Fenton was killed, huh?
You bet. I'll call it from the office.
Excuse me. I wonder if I can find Mr. Jennings around anywhere.
Right here.
Oh, hi, how are you? I'm Tony Petrocelli. I'm the lawyer for Dimitri Petrakis.
So?
So I wonder if I could talk to you for a minute.
Why me? I didn't have nothing to do with it.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Well, you did call the cops.
So? Just doing my duty as a citizen.
Well, that's great. You also said that you saw Cindy Atkins run out before the shot.
That's what I said, and that's what I saw.
How long had Fenton been living here?
About 6 months.
Good tenant, was he?
Fair?
Bother anyone?
He was a little noisy.
I guess you didn't like him, huh?
He was a creep.
Why'd you get rid of him?
How?
Just ask him to leave.
No way I could have gotten rid of him.
Except the way that it happened, huh?
What does that mean?
Well, Dimitri Petrakis didn't kill him, which means somebody else did. And you were right there.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
When you saw Cindy ran out, you could have come in, grabbed the gun, and shot Fenton.
You get out of here. I don't have to talk to you no more.
Well, look, if you think of anything else, give me a call, huh? If not, see you in court.
Katie.
Papa!
Oh, Katie.
Papa, you all right?
Sure. What could bother me? Soon I'll be out of here.
Yeah, I know.
Then, I have great plans for the nursery.
Papa, I'm sorry.
For what? What you do?
It's because of me you're here.
No, it's because of dumb police. They don't believe me.
Why did you go there in the first place?
To keep that bum away from you.
I told you he didn't mean anything.
And how many times I told you, that a girl like you should listen to me about those bums?
1,000 times.
But no, you never listen.
Papa, you don't listen.
Of course I listen, but I have to tell you what I think. I've been around a long time. I know what's best.
Maybe things have changed.
Times change. People don't.
Papa, please, listen to me.
All right, I listen, but I have to tell you, we have lots of things to do when I get out of here. I have great faith in that Petrocelli. He's a good...
Damn it, Papa, listen to me!
You speak like that to me.
Papa, it's like always. You don't listen. You're so busy living and doing that you don't hear anything I say. You're too much for me, Papa. I try to talk things to you, and you talk about the nursery or the next week's dance or the price of ouzo. All my life, I've listened to you, and I still will. But you've got to listen to me, too. Really hear what I say.
I tried to tell you that Nick didn't mean anything. He didn't pay any attention. I tried to tell you about a lot of things that you might want to know. But you're too busy telling me.
First time anybody say I talk too much.
You do, Papa. But I don't want you to stop. I just want you to take a breath once in a while.
How come you don't tell me this before?
I guess because this is the first time you've had nothing to do and no place to go.
You know what? Your mama be very proud of you today.
And you?
Me? Oh, I think from now on, I better listen.
I love you, Papa.
Hi, honey. Honey, are you all right? Baby, come here. Come here to me. Come here. Come here, sweetheart. Did they hurt you, baby? Honey, it's okay. I'm here. It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. It's gonna be okay, baby. Oh, baby, come
Hey, what happened to your camper, man?
Look at old Wendell's.
Guess you guys know anything about this, do you, huh?
Us? How are we gonna know anything about that?
Why, we've been here all day.
All day.
That's it, huh, Santo? You decided to take it out of my wife, huh?
Wow. You mean this happened to your wife? That's a shame.
Yeah, I hear she's a pretty little lady.
Like you think she didn't stop, huh? Maybe the next time she will.
I don't think there's ever gonna be a next time.
All right, man, you were warned. Now, no more talk. You get out of here. Out! All right. Back off. What's going on here?
Nothing, officer, nothing. We're just having a little discussion.
That's right. Let's have a little discussion.
Well, have your discussion somewhere else. Now!
I'm gonna see you soon.
You bet.
That's a good group to stay away from.
No way. They're gonna be wearing me like another skin. Hiya. Remember me?
You're the lawyer.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, what happened? Motorcycle run into you?
Some bozo hit me the other day. Look, there are 2 stalls open if you want to wash.
No, actually, it looks like it needs it, but I really came to talk to you.
What about?
Well, for one thing, you didn't tell me about you and Terry Santa or Nick Fenton.
What about him?
I understand that you were going with Terry, then you dumped him for Nick.
Okay, look. I was going through kind of a dumb thing in those days. I mean, I didn't like myself very much.
Up to Nick, you mean?
I stopped with everybody else. I just stayed with Nick.
But did Nick stay with you?
I thought so.
What about Cindy Atkins?
She was everybody's girl. Look, is there anything else you want to ask me?
Yeah, just one thing. Where were you when Fenton was killed?
Home.
Okay. Thanks. Guess I'll see you around, huh? What about the bodyguard?
Well, he swears that Santa crossed back into the States at 3 p.m. on the day Fenton died.
That'll give him just enough time to be there at the time of the murder, huh?
That's right.
Yeah. Can you get him to testify, Pete?
You bet.
Okay, that's one.
Oh, and there's another one.
Go.
Jennings, the manager of Fenton's apartment. I got to look at the rent receipts.
And?
Fenton never paid any rent. It seems that Jennings just scared him. He was afraid that he was going to turn the whole place into a big crash pad or something.
Do you think he was scared enough to lie about what happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Pete, I want you to do something for me, huh? I want you to check this out with the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Why? What's that got to do with it?
I don't know, just a feeling I've got.
Okay, well, I'll get right on it.
Well, if Jennings was lying, it could be either Cindy Atkins or Terry Santo.
It could be Jennings himself. It could be anybody but Dmitri Petrakis.
Yeah. But can you prove it?
Honey, I can throw up enough of a smoke screen to make him pretty hard to find.
We arrived at the apartment at 10:06, proceeded to the decedent's room and entered.
Would you describe the scene at Nick Fenton's apartment when you entered?
We observed two male Caucasians lying on the floor. One appeared to be either unconscious or dead. The other was conscious.
Is that other man, the conscious one, here in this courtroom?
Yes, he is. He's sitting over there.
Let the record show that witness indicated the defendant, Dmitri Petrakis. Was Mr. Petrakis armed?
Yes. He was holding a .38 revolver.
Was this the same weapon that was entered into evidence as the murder weapon during the coroner's testimony?
Yes.
Was there anybody else in the apartment?
No.
Were there any signs of breaking and entering?
No.
Thank you, Sergeant. Your witness.
How you doing, Sergeant? I just won't take up much of your time. I want to clear up one point, if I may. Would you describe Mr. Petrakis' physical condition when you found him in the apartment?
But he was dazed. I believe he had a head wound.
And wasn't that head wound attended at the police department?
Yes.
I see. Now tell me, Sergeant, you come into a room and you find a man lying on the floor with his head bleeding, another man dead. Wouldn't you figure that some kind of a struggle had been going on?
Perhaps.
Sergeant, you're a police officer with a few years' experience. Isn't it feasible to assume that Mr. Petrakis acted in self-defense?
Well, without corroborating evidence, there's no...
There's only one other explanation. The only other explanation is the fact that Mr. Petrakis shot Nick Fenton without provocation, then decided to bang himself on the head for kicks. Now, which explanation is more likely to you?
I suppose self-defense would be more likely.
I suppose no more questions. Thank you, Sergeant.
Redirect, Mr. Wiggins?
No, Your Honor.
Excused. Here's that report from the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Okay, great, Pete. Do me a favor, will you? Get me a map of the city's streets and make it quick, huh?
You ready for the defense, Mr. Petrocelli?
Your Honor, if the court please, I would like to request a recess for 15 minutes, at which time I'll be prepared for the defense.
This court will stand in recess until 2:15.
What's in there? Okay, my friends, let's get it on. You knew Nick Fenton.
Yeah.
Did you like him?
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
You had no reason to dislike him.
No.
Except for the fact that he took your gang and your girls away from you.
Hey, you wait a minute.
No,
man.
you wait a minute. Where were you the night of Fenton's murder?
I already told you I was in Mexico.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you aware of the fact that the border stations have a record of your entry back into the States? And that I have a guard here prepared to testify you did cross back the day of the murder? Your Honor, this witness has already perjured himself under oath, but I would like to continue if I may.
Proceed.
So you were in San Remo that night, huh?
Yeah.
Well, according to previous witnesses, you and Fenton had a pretty good grudge going.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Something like a Tina Sullivan?
Oh, come on, man. Why should I get upset because she liked him better? I mean, there's a million girls like that.
Are you trying to tell us a soap opera or something? She did like him.
Yeah, she was really hung up on him.
But it didn't bother you enough to kill him, did it?
No.
But it did bother you enough to lie here under oath as to your whereabouts the day of the murder. I'm through with this witness.
Mr. Wiggins?
No questions, Your Honor.
Witness is excused.
What happens to him now?
After the trial, the DA will probably drop a complaint. So after you left the drive-in, you drove straight home?
Yes,
Arriving there at approximately 10:15 to 10:20?
I suppose.
So you couldn't have been anywhere near Nick Fenton's apartment at the time of the murder?
No.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'd like to take you back to the night of the murder, present to you another version of what might have happened. Tina Sullivan was just ready to go home that night when Dmitri Petrakis came into the drive-in. Alarmed at his threats, she hurried to get to Nick before he did. She got there ahead of Dmitri, all right, but what she found was Nick Fenton with another girl, That must have killed her desire to warn him, and so she waited.
Fenton.
Who the hell are you?
I am Dimitri Petrakis. I want you to stay away from my daughter.
Why don't you tell your daughter to...
She watched as the two of them argued. She saw him pull the gun, and then the fight, and Cindy Atkins run. And with Petrakis on the floor, she came in to confront Nick Fenton. They must have argued. Tina had given up too much for Nick for him to be with Cindy.
What kept you?
That tramp you were with. Why do you do that to me, Nick?
Are you kidding me? I don't belong to anybody.
Why with her?
Well, to tell you the truth, she's better than you are.
He hit her, and she fell. And frightened and hating him, she picked up Petrakis' gun from the floor and shot him. Realizing what she had done, she wiped off her own prints, placed the gun in Petrakis' hand, and then fled out the back way.
But I wasn't anywhere near there. I was at home.
Tina, I'm prepared to have your landlady testify that you did not return that night until after 11 p.m.
I stopped on the way home to get some things from a drugstore.
On Clark Street?
No. There aren't any stores on Clark Street.
But there are accidents. Your Honor, I have here a copy of an accident report on file with the Department of Motor Vehicles. It states that a Mr. Robert Nevin had a traffic accident with a southbound car on the corner of Clark and 7th Streets at 10:13 p.m. And that car was registered to Miss Tina Sullivan. Now, to go from the drive-in to your home, you would have to go east on Carson. The only way you could be going south on Clark Street, you'd have to be going from Nick Fenton's apartment to your own apartment. That's where the accident occurred.
I knew all the time you were a good lawyer, boy. Had a lot of faith in you.
Well, I'm happy you're right.
Let me tell you, boy, we all go now have a couple of drinks, huh? Oh, I got lots of things I want to talk over with you. Got some good ideas, you know, how you can do much better business for yourself.
Papa.
All right, I take a breath. Mr. Petrocelli, Tony. Yeah, Haristo.
Paracalo.
Oh. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Come, kitty.
He's power-packed.
Well, not so much anymore, I don't think. Come on.